Hey, it's AverageDrafter. We're about to start a 4-3-2-2. It's been about a week since the drafts have stopped firing, so hopefully we're gonna try to get one in, and hopefully they've figured out all the problems, and we should be underway right now. Okay, Oracle of Nectars, Wasp Lancer, Kithkin Rabble, Crabapple Cohort. Let's see, Aether Toe, Rabble, Somnomancer, Wasp Lancer, Cohort. Those are like the strongest ones. See, I haven't really done the blue-white thing yet. I'm looking at kind of Aether Toe might be the best option here. Wasp Lancer is pretty good too, but it's locking me into two colors um, that I'm not really happy with playing. I don't think. Oracle of Nectar seems pretty strong too. Basically gaining you life whenever you want. And whenever you have the spare mana, you can just tap it. I'm going to make my initial choice, but I'm thinking actually I'm going to go with the Aether Toe, I think. Um, let's see. The Crab Apples and the Kithkin Rabbles seems pretty good too, but the Aether Toe just seems like it could lead to a lot of blowout situations, and I think that's a good first pick for us here. Okay, Prison Term. What does this guy do? Blah. Pretty sure it's going to be Prison Term. There's not anything else really. I mean, there's the shield, but that's going to lock you into a specific deck. Prison Term obviously is going to go really well with the Aether Toe as well. So we'll make that our selection. Okay, let's see. Thought Reflection is too expensive, I think. Um, so Thistledown Duo, we'll make that our initial selection. That's an extremely strong card for blue-white, which is possibly how we're going to end up. Of course, Thistledown is going to be good for just a white deck as well. We've passed a Somnomancer in the first pack. We're passing another one, but I don't think that's going to be sending anybody into blue-white necessarily. Um, so I'm thinking we'll probably get like maybe Prism Wake back here. Maybe the Somnomancer if nobody picks it, but we're definitely going to go with the duo here. Okay, Turn to Mist, Safehold Sentry, Safehold Duo, um, Wing Rattle Scarecrow is also really good for us. There's a Puncture Bolt that's just kind of a late, uh, not really that late, it's only the fourth pick. Um, so do we go cross and splash the Puncture Bolt? I don't think it's strong enough to splash, and we do have a pretty good pick in the Safehold Sentry. I like to Turn to Mist, but don't like it this early. So I think it would be between the Sentry and the Scarecrow. Um, I think that they're pretty close. I like the Sentry because I think that you need a lot more two drops, and yeah, and it's always going to be good with the Scarecrow. Sometimes it's just going to be a Grey Ogre if you don't have another permanent in place. So I'm going to go with the Sentry here. Okay, so we got the Watching Scarecrow, Advice of the Fae, Repel Intruders, which I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that's. I mean, it seems actually kind of okay, but I like the Scarecrow a lot better in this situation. So that's what I'm gonna make my pick here. Advice of the Fae just seems like it's a little too color intensive. Right now, we could just stay white, mono white, if we wanted to. Okay, so here we have Hex Hunter. The Thoughtwave Gambit seems pretty strong, but also is really expensive. And I think I'd rather go with the Scarecrow here. We'll probably have enough blue creatures to make this work. Um, and I like it better than the other options right now. Hex Hunter's not too bad, but we'll definitely go with the Scarecrow there. Okay, so um, there's a Sluice if we decide to go that route, but I don't think we should think about that just yet. There's a Tatamunge Duo, which is kind of late. We also have the option of going green also. Not that we're trying to eliminate that possibility, but I don't see us taking that card for that reason. Um, I'm actually thinking maybe the Factoring Gust. It's a rare. It's actually a kind of a strong card if you have a opponent with a lot of scarecrows and or whatever. Um, I think I'm gonna make that my pick just because there's not really anything else in here that's worth anything as far as the deck goes. Okay, what does this one do? That's not too bad, I guess. Consign to Dream. That's gonna be the pick because nothing else here is really all that exciting. Okay, Troper Dust, Apocalyptic Harry Initiate, Blight Sickle. Um, the Symphony Giant's kind of late. I think we're going to go with the Dust here, though. I think it's an okay card. It's not super strong, but it's definitely worth playing if we don't have any other options available. A very late Nevious Wisps, so we'll take that for sure. Okay, Guttural Response, Woe Leecher, Trader's Roar, Splitting Headache, blah, blah, blah. I think that because we're going to have some blue instances, that we'll just take out the Guttural Response. Trader's Roar actually seems like a pretty strong card too, but people just kind of underrate it, I think. Okay, Ghastly Discovery, put away. I think I'm gonna go with the Discovery just in case we need to fill in some slots. It's not a bad card to use. We'll take the Wisps out of here. We'll take the Moth for early defense if we need it, and there's a late Memory Sluice. So we're definitely white. We're probably blue, and we started off with some pretty strong picks initially, but it looks like things were drying up quite a bit. We did see some late red, so we'll keep that in mind as we're looking at what to pick here. Okay, here we have Sig, Murderous Redcap, Briarberry Cohort, and I like the Cohort, but they tend to go around kind of late. We also have Inquisitor Snares, pretty good too. The Sig, I mean, we have the two Scarecrows. We'll probably have another couple of Flyers. That might actually be able to draw some cards. 1/3, it's a nice defensive creature as well. So if we're going to go with the flying plan, it actually is pretty strong there too. Um, of course, the red cap is kind of out of our pick range right now, even though we're not totally sold on blue as our second color. I think that since we have a viable option in the Cutthroat, we should take it. Also, would like to get the Cohort too, or the Snare. These would be fine cards. I'd like to see one of those come back if possible, but we'll definitely take the Cutthroat here. Okay, let's see here. I'm not really a big fan of the the Gravel Guild Duo. So let's see. And there's not really a lot for us here. See, Ink Fathom Witch is not going to be good for us because we can't use it. I honestly do not know what to pick here. I think I just got to take the duo just because it's there, but I really don't care for it, so maybe I'll just take the rare out of it, even though it's not worth anything. I'm not even really that scared of anything. I guess I can take the Pilipala uh, just to get it out of the pack, because that's the only thing that's really bothering me, so I'll just take that. Okay, Folio, Scuttlemutt, um, Wavebreaker, Burn Trail. Um, Obviously, it looks like the red's going to be flowing pretty well. Somebody didn't um, pick up a late Puncture Bolt, so I think I might just have to go and start switching to red here. Of course, if I took the Scuttlebutt, that'd be pretty strong too. Yeah, I think I've missed the signals to take red, and I'm wondering if it's too late to switch to it or if I should and I should just take the Scuttlemutt. Um, I think Scuttlemutt's strong enough that I can go ahead and just take it, and I don't think there's enough for me to make a decent red deck out of what I've got already, so I don't think there's much I can do about it. Um, Power Fire, um, is this the green, the white? Still too expensive. Glamour Spinners versus Kithkin Rabble, and most of my permanents are going to be white so far, so that's actually pretty strong. The Glamour Spinners are good, but they're a little expensive right now. Um, so I think I'm going to go with the Kithkin Rabble and try to get some more white permanents to play with. I definitely need creatures though, so I'm going to be focusing most of my attention on that. Inquisitor's Snare, Consigned to Dream, um, and that's really it. So between the Snare and the Dream, I think obviously the Consigned to Dream is more useful in the situation where they can't. It's not matching up with the colors that they're playing. But when they are matching up, the Inquisitor Snare is just much better. Um, I've got a bad feeling about this deck. It just doesn't seem like it's coming together very well. I think I'm going to go with the Snare because I'm mostly white anyway. So we're going to go pick that up. Okay. Helm of the Gas Lord. Another duo. Spell Siphon. Um, what does this guy do? It's not that great. It's not exactly great for us either. I think we're probably getting squeezed out on white to the left of us because we passed, maybe because we passed that early rabble, but I don't know. I'm thinking at this point we just kind of need to get some dudes. So I'm thinking that the duo here is going to be the pick, even though we're probably not going to be able to activate its black affiliate that much. But the +1/+1s. The problem is it just doesn't even turn into that great of a creature once you use the ability. So we're probably not going to be using that. Okay, Gnarled Effigy, Safehold Duo. Um, we're not going to get the +1/+1 too often. The Gnarled Effigy is not too bad. It's a reusable source of removal, which is always going to be nice. And I think that's going to be our pick, even though we're really light on creatures right now. We're going to have to try to turn that around in the last pack. There's also Gas Bark and Hex Hunter and all that, but we'll go with the Effigy. Okay, here's a Hill Giant. There's another advice that I think we can safely pass up on, and the 6 casting cost Vigilance guy, but we'll take the Hill Giant. Okay, Solarian Wisp, Inquisitor's Snare, Dream Salvage, Chainbreaker. I think we're going to go with the second Snare here, and hopefully those will be useful for us. Okay. This is that one pack that we couldn't really find anything that was worth taking, so I'm just going to take the rare out of this one. There's more useful cards for other people, but that's fine, whatever. Another Wisps, Old Gas Bark, and I'm thinking that the Old Gas Bark is going to be the pick here. I like it quite a bit better than the Wayfarer because it's less expensive, obviously. Okay, I think we can go with the Scarecrow here. I think that's probably going to be more useful. The World Leecher is not bad. If we get some, I think they're probably pretty close. So we'll take the Leecher because it's got a pretty useful ability once it gets into play. I guess we'll just take the foil land. I could have grabbed that regrow thing because I do got quite a few artifacts. I probably should grab that. But if I want one, I don't think I'm having trouble finding one. So Thought Reflection is too expensive. River's Grasp, we're not playing black, so it becomes pretty terrible. Um, Steel of the Godhead, Safehold Elite, and I think the Steel is going to be our choice. We don't have that many yet. What do we got? One, two. Um, but the blue and plus one in the blockable is pretty strong, as well as the plus one in lifelink. So I think that we'll be okay picking the steel. We're trying to get some more creatures anyway, so we'll just be looking for the blue-white ones more heavily. Okay, Safehold Sentry, um, Last Breath, which I don't think is that strong. There's a Jaws of Stone, so I think definitely going with red at some point during this draft would have been great, but it's too late for us to start worrying about that now. Um, so I'm just going to pick up the Sentry and hopefully pick up enough creatures to make this deck work. Okay, let's see here. Biting Tether is obviously going to be the pick here. I didn't see it at first. Um, Super strong. It's going to count as a creature. We'll just be able to steal their best guy. So bully for that. Miss Meadow Skulk, Wiltleaf Cavalier. Um, Thinking the Cavalier is going to be the pick here. We're not even that heavy blue, so the three white's not going to be too difficult for us to attain. And there's also the Puppeteer Clique for a rare draft, but we'll take the Cavaliers here. Okay, another Thistledown duo, and we'll scoop that guy up. Perfect for our desk. There's also Curse of Chains, but I think we have enough non-creature spells. As much as I like Curse of Chains, I'm going to have to take the creature here. So, not too excited about this deck so far. Um, but it's not so terrible that we're not going to be able to do anything with it, so we'll see. Hill Giant, blue creatures are unblockable. That's not too bad, but it's a little expensive. Medicine Runner, Wisp. Um, I like the Medicine Runner, but I think we're actually getting enough creatures now that the Wisp isn't too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one up. Although we did see that one late, but I think we can take the Wisp. It'll help us accelerate, or not accelerate, but get us some creatures out anyway. So um, just because it'll help us draw through our deck a little bit better. Prism Wake Marrow and Parapet Watchers, but we'll take the Marrow. And obviously, if you're looking at this draft, you're realizing that a lot of the blue cards that we were passing around haven't come back. But we'll take the Medicine Runner here. Let's see. Thought Reflection, Medic. I think we'll just take the Reflection out. I really don't see. The Wind Raider's not too bad either. It's a little pricey, but it's a nice defensive creature that can occasionally attack as well. So I think we'll go ahead and pick up that. I really don't like any of these cards. I'm not a big fan of Put Away. So I think we're going to just take out the Sit Walkers because it's going to be able to walk against us. Um, take the Excavation out, but I don't think we'll play it. I think we can take the Gate Warden here as a nice defensive creature. Help us get some of our better stuff online. We'll take the Cohort out. Alright, so we definitely got squeezed. We did not pick up on the red signals quickly enough, and I think we ended up with a kind of a mediocre deck, but I think it's serviceable. Fortunately, it's a 4-3-2-2, so we should be able to get a one win out of this if our opponent's not didn't draft too strong of a deck. But let's see what we got before we start Let's get the definites in here first. I think we're definitely playing enough white to make that a strong card to play. Get the SIG in. Get the medicine runner in as well. Rabble, prison term, the wisps, the snares, ghastly, biting tether for sure. Which one is that? That one's pretty strong too. It's got a lot of applications for killing stuff. Let's take a look at the curve. So heavy at the 3. It's pretty nice, actually, pretty nice curve. Wait, did I put something in instead of the consign? Oh yeah, the ghastly. We can get that out for now. There's only 13 creatures, so we do have 2 cantrips though. And batting tethers will count as another creature, so it's 14 creatures with 2 cantrips. Let's see what our non-creature spells look like here. Aether Toe, Consign to Dream, Snares, Wisps, Steal the Godhead, Prison Term, Biting Tether. I like all these cards. I think I might just cut one Inquisitor Snare to fit a creature in. Let's see what we can get in there. Either the Woe Leecher, the old Gas Bark. I think for casting cost considerations, the Gas Bark's probably better than the Woe Leecher. If I'm going to go down that route. There's also the Whim Raider. I think we can put the Whim Raider in. You know, it's great. We'll go with the Gas Bark because it's white and we have a lot of. We have the Rabble. We have the Scarecrow here that will give it Vigilance, but of course the blue will give it. How many blue permanents do we have to make that one Scarecrow even work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 with the Scuttlemutt. It's not a whole lot. So you know what, I think I'm going to go with the Whim Raider here. Alright, so let's take a look, see what we've got. There's also the Ghost Warden, the Gate Warden. But I think the Whim Raider is going to be able to attack enough to make it worthwhile, so we'll include it. And we'll start adding lands. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, and I think with the 2 wisps at the 16 land, we've got a kind of a low curve too. I think 16 land is probably going to be okay. That doesn't seem right here. Let me check. I think I'm just going to cut the Whim Raider and go back up to 17 lands. Anyway, so we'll add some lands. And I think going 7 and 10. Actually, I think we'll go 6 islands and 11 because of the Cavaliers and just the low curve on all our white stuff. Okay. Um, so we'll start the round shortly, and thanks for watching.